Mike Vrabel, you are the head coach of the New England Patriots. The 16th head coach was announced earlier this morning, 1 week after they fired Jerod Mayo. I know what you're thinking. Number one, this is awesome. Mike Vrabel coming back, coaching at his alma mater. He is going to be great. But I also have that thought in the back of my head here saying, well, you just hired a former defensive player to be the head coach, and unfortunately it didn't work out. But what you guys can take to add some confidence in how you're feeling about this is that Mike Vrabel and Jerod Mayo are not the same head coach. Jerod Mayo was thrown into a pretty unfortunate circumstance with the worst roster in the NFL as his first year as the head coach, with a first-year offensive coordinator, first-year quarterback, first-year defensive coordinator. Mike Vrabel, he has experience. He has experience with success, and I think he's going to be a really good fit for the Patriots moving forward. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in here to get your latest information on everything in the offseason for the Patriots. So my first question that I have here for you guys, go on ahead, give me your one-word reaction to Mike Vrabel's hiring. Let me know how you guys feel, either good or bad. Drop your one-word reaction to Mike Vrabel happening in the comments section down below. My one-word reaction, obviously, is going to be finally. We knew this was going to happen. We even had speculations in the offseason that Mike Vrabel would want to be the Patriots' next head coach while Jerod Mayo was still hired. And then 1 week later, they finally get it done. And we knew this was kind of coming because over the weekend, the Boston Globe did report that the Patriots were nearing contract negotiations this weekend. They got the interview done on Thursday. Then they hired Ben Johnson virtually on Friday. And the Patriots said that interview went very well with Ben Johnson. But he still wanted to look at other head coaching opportunities in the NFL. And obviously with Vrabel interviewed with the Jets last Friday before Jerod Mayo was even fired. So he had this thing rolling for quite some time. So Robert Kraft probably couldn't swing and miss on Vrabel once more. Had to get it done this time, and that's exactly what they did. So 2 days after the interview with Vrabel, contract negotiations started. And once again, I do think this is the right call for New England. What you need right now is sustainability. I think that with Mike Vrabel, you know what you're getting. I think with Mike Vrabel, he's going to be a good asset for Drake May in his development. He's going to bring in a good offensive coordinator. Currently, you do have DeMarcus Covington as your defensive coordinator, but there have been rumors and sources that DeMarcus Covington is opening his opportunities and looking around the NFL. So we don't know if Mike Vrabel is going to bring in somebody for the defensive coordinator as well. But overall, with a guy like Mike Vrabel, you're getting a player's coach. And I think that is so important for New England. You lost your locker room a little bit. You definitely lost your fan base because the last game against the Bills, when you're playing for nothing in Week 18, Gillette Stadium was empty. Absolutely empty. And if there were fans, they weren't wearing your Patriots jersey. They were wearing Josh Allen's. So I think that having Vrabel coming in knows exactly how to tighten the screws in New England is going to be the best move moving forward. Now that you have your franchise player in Drake May, I think that this is your next step, is get him an experienced head coach with proven success. But Allie, he got fired in Tennessee, and now he's the hottest head coach on the market. He had different opinions than the front office in Tennessee, and since then, that GM has been fired. So, who was wrong? I guess we'll never know. But overall, this was a really good hiring for the Patriots. I think getting a player's coach is the right way to go. Because when you do also look at Mike Vrabel, this isn't some Joe Schmo coming off the bench and you're hiring somebody you've never heard of. Vrabel has proven success. And what he did with Ryan Tannehill as his quarterback, I think with Drake May, it's going to be a beautiful masterpiece. 3 playoff appearances with Tennessee. He has a playoff record of 2-3. He has a winning record. It's close, 9 games, but it is a winning record. He's been to the AFC title game. He's been AFC's number 1 seed. Yeah, you had King Henry, but Tannehill, let's be honest. Having Drake May is a much better project for Vrabel and vice versa. And when I saw reports coming out from Christian Ellis and Antonio Gibson talking about free agency, Antonio Gibson's like, I haven't really heard of anybody wanting to come to New England. I don't know if we have given them anything to sell ourselves to a guy like possibly T. Higgins in free agency. Now that you have Mike Vrabel and you have Drake May, free agents are going to want to play for that. Free agents are going to be attracted to what Vrabel can bring to New England. So now you have a better opportunity of signing veterans in free agency as well, definitely a higher chance than you would if you still had Jerod Mayo as your head coach. So overall, I think that this is going to create a new system in New England, and I do think the Patriots can absolutely benefit from a new system in New England. It's been a while since we've had a little bit of sustainability here. My overall reaction to hiring Mike Vrabel over Ben Johnson, and I'm not going to front, I wanted Ben Johnson. I think Ben Johnson is going to be a great head coach in New England. I wanted New England to find something new. But then I took a few steps back, and, it's been a while since Vrabel has been a Patriot player, and I think he's not going to try to recreate it, but rather create his own structure in New England. This is a safe hiring, and what New England needs right now is a safe hiring. I don't think Patriots fans could have sat through another season of growing pains with a first-year head coach, and while Ben Johnson is a phenomenal offensive coordinator, you may have a Josh McDaniels situation where he's a great OC, but just sucked as a head coach. I don't think that's going to happen with Johnson. I think he's going to be very successful in the NFL, but you needed sustainability. You needed comfort, and that's what Mike Vrabel brings. He is a good hire by Robert Kraft. He has success on the field and off the field for Patriots players, and I think that overall you need to get back to playoffs. You need to grow your locker room just a little bit. Once more, you need to have a good structure, and I do think that is what Mike Vrabel does bring to the New England Patriots. So now that is being said, who is Mike Vrabel going to bring in as offensive coordinator? Let me know in the comment section down below. Who should Vrabel hire as the Patriots OC? Spoiler alert, all sources are showing that Vrabel's top choice is Josh McDaniels. We're going to break that down here in just a moment, but first, I want to go ahead and ask you guys, hit that sub button for me. If you want more Patriots offseason news, you're going to find it right here. I drove into work this morning to get you guys this video, go live on the channel and talk about Patriots football with you guys. Look, I'm just a fan talking to fans about their favorite team. If you guys want more information, go on ahead, hit that sub button for me if you guys haven't already. So, when we look at offensive coordinators here, you're pretty much already knowing what you're getting, just because I do think that that Josh McDaniels is going to be the next offensive coordinator for New England, but it definitely does make me intrigued to see if there could be anybody else, like a Josh McCown, knowing he's a Vikings quarterback coach right now. Vikings offense, blowing everybody away. Tommy Rees, knowing that he is currently the Browns tight end coach, and he has worked for quite some time now with Vrabel, knowing that Vrabel has worked kind of the front office for Cleveland this last year. So you could possibly have a Tommy Rees thrown in that hiring pool. But I do think we're looking at Josh McDaniels, the former offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. He would be very good paired up with Drake May. Obviously, Josh McDaniels, not the best head coach, got fired from Las Vegas. But with Josh McDaniels and what he was able to do with Tom Brady, it could be a very good setup for Drake May once again in New England. Josh McDaniels, he knows the franchise, he knows the fan base. But I don't expect him to come in and just throw the same plays out there. He's obviously going to have a whole new playbook. He's going to have a whole new structure. This is not the same team that led them to a dynasty. So don't be afraid of having Josh McDaniels as the offensive coordinator, because I was a little bit. I was like, wow, he's going to try and replicate what happened the last 10 years, knowing this is not the same team they had in the last 10 years. You don't have Bill Belichick anymore. Now you have Mike Vrabel. Take it with a grain of salt. But Josh McDaniels is a very intriguing offensive coordinator to be paired with Mike Vrabel. And, everybody really likes this move. It's not just me. It's obviously the NFL. Analysts are also saying this is the move that is going to shake things up in New England. Obviously, Teddy out here is saying because Vrabel isn't going to joke around, Vrabel means business. Vrabel is going to tighten the screws. In my opinion, there are some people in the front office that need to be told, you don't know what you're doing, and take a step back. And I 100% agree with that. Yes, Vrabel is a player's coach, but he also is a very good businessman, and I do think that when you've got a guy like Mike Vrabel, he's going to be able to say what is right and what is wrong. And sometimes you need to be told that, because with Jerod Mayo, I don't think Jerod Mayo knew what was right and what was wrong. Going on the back of the plane and playing cards with the guys while your assistants are at the front of the plane watching film and breaking down why you just lost the Arizona Cardinals 30-17, probably not right. But I'm not here to compare. I think these are two very different head coaches. I think that Mike Vrabel is going to come in and he's going to shake things up for the better. Because let's be honest, after what we just watched in New England for 17 games, man, oh man, do things need to shake up. My final question here for you guys. Grade the hiring of Mike Vrabel, A, B, C, D, or F. Go on ahead. Put your grades in the comment section down below. I'm going to give this a B+. I'm going to give it a B+. I have reserves about hiring another alumni that you just did this whole song and dance last season, but Vrabel is not Mayo. Mayo is not Vrabel. So I'm going to give it a B+, and we're going to see how this shakes out in New England next year. As always, if you guys haven't already, hit that like button, hit that sub button for me as well. Anything and everything New England Patriots news and rumors we are going to talk about right here on Patriots Today by Chat Sports, so subscribe.